LTA는 SK텔레콤.
Up here in the top right corner of FlaSh, the pink Samsung Galaxy Zerg. This is Solar.
And to the bottom left, the ultimate weapon, the Ruler Man. It's FlaSh.
The Ruler Man.
The Ruler Man.
It's like he's the king, but he's also the Ruler Man to 5-year-olds.
Yes. The Ruler Man. Daddy, why does he always have the ruler? Why don't the rest of the players just put their mouse pad down like I do when I move my computer from one place to the next? When he's setting up his gear, why is he twitch like that? Oh. Gas cancel here. And we're going to have pretty standard pool timing, it looks like. I think he's going to hatch first, of course. If he goes pool first, I'm going to be like, what? Action, is it you?
I want to see that 13 pool again.
FlaSh sends his SCV home. He's queued up more workers. We will see a CC first, as predicted. Probably going to be on the high ground, because that's the safe way to do things, especially in an ace match when all the whole win is on the line.
Yeah. We've seen Zerg players on this map before go for a very early pool, kill their opponent.
I wonder what we're going to see from FlaSh. We've seen him play mech on this map, but when he did, it was at horizontal spawns, not cross spawns, which is you know, a totally different situation where it's much harder to actually move across the map with mech. On the other side of the coin, though, it's much more difficult for the Zerg player to attack your third base while you're maxing out. Would really love to see that fantasy style we saw yesterday. That game. Let's talk about that a little bit. That game was pretty crazy. We saw 3 factories and then bio with upgrades for mech and bio, just keeping siege tanks and Thors in.
Yeah.
You know, we hadn't really seen that, and it felt like very new. I actually got so many tweets about this game, and there was a lot of discussion about this. A lot of people were saying that we have seen this before. It was actually Marine King in Wings of Liberty in the very beginning of his career when he was doing well. He was using it against players like Fruit Dealer. And now I think back, I do kind of remember him going like multiple barracks with a lot of mech army with it, but it wasn't quite the same. The upgrades didn't work the same in Wings of Liberty, but like that is kind of a nostalgic feeling I got thinking back to those days. But it was definitely unique, though. We don't see that anymore.
That kind of build just like doesn't really happen. And when he used it on that map specifically, where the tanks were just so good at that 4th base, or both possible 4th base positions, it just worked in such a way that you were like, oh wow, you can actually do this on this map, and it'll work so well.
Yeah.
And he made it just work in a way that no one else has really seen before. FlaSh on this map, I mean, it would be really cool to see. Not sure if he's going to do it, though. FlaSh known to be somewhat predictable.
Yeah, that's very true. This is not something anybody would predict, though. A 3rd CC off of 1 barracks. The reason why he does this, part of it, I feel, is because he knows that it's going to be eon before the Overlords get into his base to scout. So he comes over, sees his opponent's cross, and he goes, okay, if you're cross, you have no idea about my 3rd CC. I'm just going to bunker up here with my first bunker, play very greedy. I'm going to get ahead as a result. I mean, think about this. He's starting his 3rd CC before the Zerg player starts at 3rd base.
Yeah. Zerg player has not thrown down his 3rd base just yet. We haven't seen much out of him besides speed.
Yeah, speed is going to allow him to control the map very easily, shut down any Hellion harass that FlaSh might have been going for, which he has no idea about, and you know, help defend his 3rd base once that goes up. This is early sees the wall, but there's no information here.
No, there's none. This Overlord is trying to come in at the right side. He's not going to get any information from that either. He's going to be forced away by this one Marine.
This is so annoying for Solar.
Yeah, Solar's totally in the dark right now besides the front. He knows there's an expansion.
Zerg doesn't have scans or hallucinated phoenixes, you know, to scout when this type of thing happens. This is why I wouldn't say 4-player maps are bad for StarCraft, or like I don't think they're fair, but I don't like 4-player maps personally for this reason, because it's just unlucky here for Solar. FlaSh sees first. But what you could argue is that, you know, Solar could have drone scouted, but would that have given him the information about the 3rd CC? No, the Marine would have killed the drone scout before he started, and he still wouldn't have been able to see. It's very difficult for Zerg to scout in this case. It's very, you know, frustrating. Once he finds out what's going on, he's going to be very unhappy.
Yeah. On the other side of the coin, though, FlaSh playing it very nicely, taking this risk because he knows he can. he knows that Solar has to play in the dark, and, you know, he's not going to know for a while exactly what FlaSh is doing. So FlaSh can just be like, all right, I can do this, and I'll be fine to get away with it. Overlord peeks at the mineral line over here of FlaSh.
Taking a peek.
Yeah, doesn't see any of the gas.
And looky here. Triple factory. That tech lab on the barracks looks more and more like it's going to be for Banshees and not for Stim. Hellions already being produced. Armory's already done. Starting to feel like FlaSh is saying, you know what? I'm going to fast third base up. Going to have fast 6 gases that you are going to very much struggle to attack. And here's that Overlord speed. He gets Overlord speed because he's like, I need to know what's happening. Now he's going to come here and be like, oh, God, third CC, and you're going back and your cross spawns. Oh, my God. He's going to be so frustrating. He's going to have to... Well, we'll see if he cancels the melee upgrade for his Zerlings. He probably will. He could keep it because it will be later useful for some of his Zerlings and also for his Broodlings if we go to Broodlords, but he wants to get a Roach Warren out now, and he needs to get additional Queens to deal with the Banshees.
Yeah, so far no cancel. Keeping on with that melee upgrade. Keeping the +1 to armor as well, of course. Getting a bunch of Spore Crawlers in the main. He knows the Banshees are coming in with Cloak.
Yeah. Double Thor made here safely for FlaSh so that he can deal with any quick mutas that might come his way. He'll also be able to defend against small numbers of ground units with those. And he's keeping on with the melee upgrade. Hasn't started a Roach Warren. It's not like he's under threat of attack right away that we would need the Roach Warren, and it's also very difficult for him himself to attack with roaches, so it makes sense. There's it going down now, but it's not like he can really hit a timing here. Two more factories going up meanwhile.
FlaSh able to get this third base up really comfortably. He's so far away from Solar. He got the CC so early. He's going to be able to produce out of so many factories. That Thor is unfortunately stuck. He's probably really claustrophobic right now.
Yeah, he's probably going to want to re-rally that, actually.
Yeah.
The second Thor, I don't even think could spawn there, so it's probably not going to be a problem for the next one. Or actually the next tank, I should say, because he's not queuing up another Thor. It'd be pretty crazy if he was starting to max out on Thors. But he can always lift one of those structures, too, to save it. Free it from that little factory prison. Oh, that's what one way to do it. Not sure if that was the best way to do it, but...
I guess maybe he was blocked still, even if he lifts the starport.
Yeah. I feel like if he lifted the factory, he would certainly be able to get out. He would lose a little bit of production time, but... As it is, I mean, I guess he's not as concerned about his Banshee production, especially since he had that barrack set up already with a new tech lab before. He doesn't really lose any time here.
Yeah.
Now the missile upgrade's being researched for roaches. He's got the infestation pit, likely for swarm hosts, but he could get a fast hive here and try to use blinding cloud as his answer to the mech. How many mutalisks? I mean, he's going to have 12 mutalisks or so he can make as soon as that spire finishes. Let's see how much he wants to commit to this. I think he's going to go all the way with it. 13 is how many he can make.
Well, there's 12.
Yeah. So that's what he's going to stick with for now. I might not have enough larvae to make 13.
And FlaSh is sending his army out on the map. We've seen him do this sometimes as mech, where he doesn't play the style that Reality likes to play, where he's very passive and just takes spaces and like literally just does not attack. He actually likes to be a bit aggressive, try to punish that fourth base of the Zerg.
Yeah.
He's getting double tank out at the same time. He has a couple Thors, has some Banshees in there. Very nice mix. A lot of Hellbats as well.
FlaSh is very experienced when it comes to how to take a game and look at it and say exactly when he can be aggressive. He brings just enough SCVs here. He knows that his opponent's composition is going to really struggle to deal with this because he can either A, have some Mutalisks but not enough, or B, some Swarmos not enough. In this case, he has both of them in small numbers. The counterattack, though, is something he has not considered. He hasn't really thought about this, and this is going to cost him dearly. He doesn't have a lot of units back at home. He just now starts a Thor to deal with those mutas.
Yeah, he doesn't have much units back at home. He's trying to produce out of all of his units building factories, but he's not getting much. He's doing a lot of damage here at the base of Solar, but Solar is not bringing his units back. We could see some kind of base trade situation over here.
Yeah, it looks like a very well may. 3 Thors popping out at home will easily deal with the Mutalisks. SCVs being pulled off of all lines here. But I like FlaSh's position. He's got a really solid army, and he's camping his opponent's production. The Swarmos on the high ground, how much damage can they get done? That's what's really important here, because they're going to send out more and more free units. Scan goes down. He cannot finish them off, though. They do escape. And, I mean, he's got Hellbats and Thors over here, so he's going to stay alive.
Yeah, he's going to stay alive for now, but right now he's stuck on one base. But he's doing so much damage to the base of Solar as well. Both these guys in a decent position, or not so decent position, but the army of FlaSh is a lot stronger if they want to fight head-to-head.
Solar just continues to make Mutalisk right now. That seems to be his answer, you know, and that's oftentimes the best answer in a base trade, because if you have the flying units that can traverse the map the fastest, you are going to be able to control the outcome. And also, flying units in general are good in a base elimination race, because if you don't have anti-air, you can't eliminate them. And speaking of eliminating things, these Thors look likely to be eliminated, even with the Hellbats coming over to try to help out. They're getting very low.
Thors are going to go down, it looks like. That second one just being finished off. Hellbat's not getting there just in time, and this other Thor is going to get boxed by the Mutas as well. He's going to go down. A lot of Thors going down.
He shot one Muta instead of attacking the flock. The AI decided to shoot that one first. Is FlaSh going to walk home here? It looks like he might. He keeps these Banshees over here to kill the hatch, so they're both going to be put into terrible, terrible economy. They're both barely mining right now. FlaSh can relocate his bases. That's one of the abilities that Terran has that Zerg cannot do. He's going to actually have to remake hatcheries to get his economy back going, whereas FlaSh can, you know, send his SCVs home here, relocate his CC, drop mules, and get his economy restarted. He's got a decent gas bank. I like that a lot, that barracks block there.
Those Zerglings are not going to be able to run by. Yeah, FlaSh just retreating for now. He's not going to try to go for the finish. Rather wants to keep his much stronger army back at home and try to rebuild his economy. At the same time, Solar doing the same thing, of course. Getting his hatchery up. He has a decent flock here of Mutas. He doesn't want to lose these Banshees, but they're going to get caught out.
Yep, no cloak on those Banshees means they will go down. Nice catch there by Solar. But as soon as this economy gets back up for FlaSh, he's going to be in a great spot because he's even in economy with a Zerg player. He's actually going to be slightly ahead if he sends that orbital over right away, because the base of Solar hasn't even been recompleted yet. FlaSh needs to make sure he doesn't lose too many depots here that are burning down, because he's actually about to be supply blocked. I feel like the only tool that Solar has in his arsenal right now are these Mutalisks, and he needs to make them worth their weight in gas.
And look at this. Wow. He's going to do just that. He's going to catch a couple of these mules. He's going to force the rest off the line. Army of FlaSh out of position. No turrets over here. Muta's just able to come in and easily take out a bunch of these SCVs as well.
And that was right when the mules were landed. So he lost a few mules. That's really, really important for him. That's one of the strengths he has, right? So he starts in eBay now. He's getting the +1 armor as well for his Thors to minimize the damage they take from the Mutalisks, which are already on the way to +2. I feel like if he makes some turrets at home, it's going to make his defense a lot more comfortable. Use the extra minerals he gets from the mules to do that. This is a nice move by Solar. It's going to cost a lot of resources to FlaSh to actually rebuild these. Yeah,
he's going to be so far behind. He's instantly building 3 at a time. So far behind in supply.
Uh-oh!
So I say he needs to pull back here, not get too overzealous. Solar needs to pay more attention to that. He can easily come back and take those out as long as FlaSh moves away. Looks like he wants to do that.
Yeah, he will definitely get those two at the very least. Yeah, they're on sale right now for Mutalisks only. Show your Mutalisk ID card, and you can get them. You can get them for free. This move out here could be the game-ending move out. There's a lot of Thors here at home, and there's only Mutalisks attacking, right? So that's the big problem. All the rest of the army supply, the ground army you see is in Zerglings, which are going to be easily dispatched by the Hellbats. Now they're over here, but he's got a wall, you know.
Yeah, FlaSh made the right move by coming back here for a little bit to regain his army, regroup kind of, get that safety back at home so that he can't be killed by the Mutalisks, and now he's moving back out, and Solar just looks like he has nothing here.
He really does, and he's desperately running his drones to the top left base that he's taken. FlaSh doesn't really care about that, though. He's just going to go for the heart. These Thors, on the other hand, what are they doing on the outside of the wall? The Jon Snow Thors over there need to come home. And I don't know, man. This is doing a lot more damage than I feel it should have if he just had his wall up and the Thors on the inside. This would be a totally different story. He's repairing turrets that are attacked by Zerglings. He needs a scan to kill those Swarmos.
Yeah, he's not going to be able to kill them just now. He doesn't have those scans. Spending a lot of those on those mules, rather. They're going to actually unburrow and go away before the scans come up. Good move there. The Zerglings wreaking havoc in the base of FlaSh right now. Mules trying to repair these missile turrets.
The Mutalisks they're still alive in the main base. They're still doing damage. I feel like what FlaSh could do is actually send half of his army home and leave a small group of units to start eliminating those Zerg buildings, because the units that are coming out of the buildings are not going to be enough to kill his army. All he needs to do is defend here. He's starting to lift his last orbital that's outside of his main base here, into his main, and now he's got a few Thors at home to defend. And yeah, he splits up here. He's like, all I need is like a few Hellions and a Thor to kill your base. I'm going to send everything else home. He's scanning everywhere on the map just to make sure there's no hidden bases he doesn't know about.
Yeah. Doesn't see much. He doesn't see the hatchery down at the bottom right, but he's sending a floating building over there. He's going to see it with this barracks. Fortunately for Solar, he trying to hide it a little bit out of position, but it's going to get seen even earlier. And FlaSh is going to be able to come back here, drive away the units, and keep those units back at the base of Solar. And Solar looks defeated right now.
Yeah, I don't think he can win this game. He had a few opportunities, but FlaSh's decision to come back, like you said, it ended up being the right one. He regrouped, he got his army back up. He knew he had eliminated way too much Zerg economy. Drones over here bugging out the AI a little bit. He will catch a Thor. I mean, any small victory is still a victory for Solar, but loses all of his drones here. Now down to 14 harvesters in total. He's at only 174 minerals. Doesn't look like he's going to get any more. He may even just type out here. FlaSh is just like, so you don't have any more hatches, right? This is the last one I have to kill and you're going to be revealed. And if he kills this hatch, there's no more minerals, and that means the 174 he has to hide buildings is going to be all he has. I don't think he can actually just finish the game with this army. It's too small.
It's too small. He's got the Thors, he's got missile turrets, he's got SCVs to repair as well. Looks like he may just be able to take him out, but it's just not going to matter. This army isn't going to do enough.
I mean, it's tough for him to even finish the turrets off, right? And the rest of the army is still out there. He can actually send it back whenever he wants to. But he doesn't have enough resources to make any more units. He needs to start killing the flying buildings, actually. If Solar wants to have a chance, he needs to kill all the flying buildings, the orbital first, so he has vision. The ground structures will be easily killed by the swarm hosts. And if there's no more orbitals, there's no more scans for those swarm hosts, actually. But still, I mean, FlaSh is going to be able to defend this CC. He didn't kill that extractor, which is annoying. And uh-oh, the whole drone depot over here is being attacked.
The drone escapade on vacation, all going to get killed out there. These mutas don't want to take any damage right now. They're trying to protect the swarm host, but the last scan is going to go down. All these swarm hosts are going to go down. Solar sits back in his chair. He's defeated.
He is defeated. This game is over, man. FlaSh has done it. He lost his first game today. He's got a look of anger, a look of revenge on his face as he kills the last of the drones. GG! FlaSh will take the second ace match that KT Rolster has gone to in these past few days. They've now won both their matches, both of them in an ace match. Not giving them the indicator that they want, but giving them the wins that they want. And well played. Very, very solid late game there. Excellent decision making.